Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. I'm Jesse Arnold, and today is week 7 of Comic Rundown 2021. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. It's week 7 for the Comic Hall Rundown 2021, and just gotta say, I'm really trying to hit all 52 weeks this year. So let's see where we get, and gonna jump right into it. It's been a great year so far for comics. I can't wait to see what the rest of this year has in store for us. And Future State's wrapping up, and DC's new books and returning titles will be coming back soon. Previews is out this week, so if you do your previews catalog, make sure you stop into your store to pick that up and get those orders turned in so you can get all the stuff coming out in a couple months. A lot of good stuff in there. Let's see, the Heroes Reborn is coming from Marvel, and Jason Aaron's writing it. First I was kind of iffy about it, but I saw Jason Aaron's name on it, so I'll be intrigued to see what happens with that, just because the whole what if alternate timeline things can be really good if handled by the right people, and I think Jason Aaron is a great writer, so I will definitely check that out to see where that goes. So that's coming from Marvel soon. What else? Let's see, if you're a fan of The Crow, they're doing a bust of The Crow from the movie, and let's see, lots of other stuff. I don't have a catalog here to show you, but there's a lot of cool stuff, so check out previewsworld.com or check your local comic shop for a previews catalog, which has pretty much everything you want comic-wise except for DC, in which case you need to check out the DC Connect PDF for, I guess it's May. We're looking at May books now. Yeah, so that said, I'm going to jump right into it with Future State Aquaman, issue 2. These are some really fun covers. This book, I want to like this book more than I do, because I really like Andy as Aquawoman, and with the new Aquaman here, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I really liked the story of the adventure they were on together, but there's just a couple things that the creative team did in this that I didn't like. I won't get into it, I won't spoil it, but there's a big detail with Andy in this issue that I know not every hero can be perfect and flawless. It just seems like that's setting up a thing to be a potential problem instead of dealing with it, which would have been a cool thing to do, to see the hero do the right responsible thing instead of just the cool, awesome, like heroic thing. So I'll wait to see if there's more with her in the future. But yeah, all in all, good. I did enjoy it. There's just a couple things that didn't quite get it like to that really great level for me. Up next is Marvel Voices Legacy #1. So this is another in the series of Marvel Voices one-shots they've been doing. This one, as you can see up here, is celebrating Black History Month. And I gotta say, this book, it's not on my top 3 for the week, but it is a damn good book. I highly recommend checking it out, and make sure you read the introduction and the afterwards and everything. It's definitely worth checking out. I won't say too much more about it other than it's really good. It's really worth it. I think you should go out to your comic shop as soon as you get a chance and pick yourself up a copy and enjoy it, because it's really fun. It's one of the anthology books, so there's just a series of short stories in there from a lot of great creative teams, and and a lot of it is dealing with the smaller side of the superhero universe, like them interacting with just normal people, which is a thing I really enjoy. I just kind of wish a couple of these stories had been like a full issue in and of themselves. So that's the only reason it's probably not higher. I feel like this issue is maybe like being at a movie premiere and being in a spot where all the celebrities just walk by and aren't like getting a chance to turn and wave at people. So it was just too short. The stories were too short. They were really good, but they were too short. But it was a really great issue. So check out Marvel Voices Legacy. They've done a couple other ones already. They did, what was it? Just the Marvel Voices was the first one, and then Marvel Voices, Indigenous Voices, and now Legacy. So yeah, definitely check those out if you can track those other issues down. They are also really good. Okay. This is the first book I've read in this series of tie-ins to the Marvels book, the Marvel Snapshots, Captain Marvel. And I'm really glad I picked this up. Like Marvel Voices Legacy, this issue deals a lot with just kind of a normal human, normal teenage character who gets to interact with both Carol and Kamala Khan, which I really enjoyed seeing that. Again, this is... I don't need every issue to be the heroes interacting with normal, everyday folks, but when they do, I really like it, and I kind of wish this one was more tied into something a little heavier than it is, but it's a really good issue. I really enjoyed it. I think the storytelling was great, the art is great, and it was really cool to see both of the Marvel titled characters in Carol and Kamala, current Marvel characters, getting to deal with the same character in this issue. So this was a lot of fun. Let's see, we've got New Mutants number 16 next. This is a book I am still really enjoying. This particular issue didn't quite land as high on the list for me, maybe because it was a little too sad. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying the artwork. I don't like whatever Shadow King is up to in these books. It's one of the things that really bugs me about the X books is why so many of the villains are getting like free run on the island with nobody in check. I can't remember if everybody else knows that Shadow King is here or if he's just being evil. Like, I don't remember the setup for this, but I just feel like too many villains are getting a pass just because they're mutants. I don't like that aspect of this world building that Hickman and team are doing, where I feel like Shadow King and some of these other characters should have been put in the hole right alongside Sabretooth. Like, I know Sabretooth has killed a lot of people. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I just feel like there's so many villains running around on this island with, carte blanche access to everything, and while it makes for interesting stories with some things, it just makes no sense. I don't get the idea that just because you're a mutant, Krakoa is a safe house and you get away with all the laws. I feel like that's moving mutants beyond existing in a world of people that fear and hate them and, trying to defend them. It's this whole other thing. I'm really not liking it, because I think one of the best things about X-Men is how it was a parallel for so many people who feel like they are on the outside, and didn't have a voice, didn't have power. They were whatever. I know it has come to mean so many representations to so many different people, and I think they're all valid claims. I think it's great. And for me, as a kid growing up, X-Men is what got me into comics, and because I was into comics and stuff like this, I didn't fit in with most of the people in my school. I didn't fit in at my church youth group because, comic books were, I don't know, no one else was really into it. So the X-Men was always a place for me to feel a connection with characters, and I feel this whole Krakoa and the mutant nation is just putting walls up around them and preventing, in my observation of it, that's how it feels. It's making me feel like because I'm not a mutant, I can't access this anymore. And that's one of my biggest problems with the X books. So I really went on a ramble there on New Mutants. That said, I do love the art in this book. I generally like the New Mutants story itself. I just don't get why so many of these bad guys are getting to run around unchecked. Speaking of unchecked bad guys, tie into King in Black, Return of the Valkyries number 3 is out this week with another great Phil Noto cover. I just love the mohawk swoosh on this flying horse. I know Pegasus, I can't remember what they call them in the story itself, with Dani Moonstar back in her Valkyrie garb, on this cover. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this issue. Mirka Andolfo's Unsacred number 4 was also out this week. This book is... It's such a goofy concept, but I absolutely love it. It's just playful and fun, and it's just funny. To me, it makes me laugh, it makes me smile, and because there's been a whole big build-up over the last 2 issues of... I won't get into it. It's basically an angel and a demon who coexist and are married and have kids, and his friends are all demons, her friends are all angels like her, and just these weird marital relationship struggles they have. I find it very amusing. So if you want something really weird and out of the superhero genre-y stuff, Unsacred is definitely a goofy good time, and I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. So let's see, we got the alternate cover here. Wolverine number 10. Kind of got this retro black and white photo sepia kind of color cover going on here with Wolverine and Maverick. Both were great covers. I thought this one was a little different. I thought I'd give it a check this one out as my cover for the week for Wolverine. It's a nice wrap up to the story that was going on with Wolverine and Maverick and Madripoor. Madripoor seems to be getting a lot of love in some comics recently, and I know there's a lot of teases that Madripoor is going to be featuring in Falcon and Winter Soldier when that comes out on Disney Plus. So that'd be great because it's such a mutant-related town, Wolverine-related town. I like that some of these things are getting seeded in that show. That said, all in all, Wolverine issue 10, good issue, solid story. Wolverine is actually, I probably haven't said enough good things about it because the first storyline kind of threw me off, but I have been enjoying this series as in probably the top 3 of the X mutant related books since Dawn of X. Speaking of X-Men, number 18, jumping back to this story with this crazy crew here with Laura, X-23, still going by Wolverine, and it was this Darwin, and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name because there's too many mutants to keep track of. Synch is his name. I'm trying really hard to remember, I didn't do research beforehand, how far back this issue connects to the previous setup for this story. I'm pretty sure it was before the Ten of Swords or maybe immediately after. But man, I really had to think about the previous events to catch up with this book. Beautiful artwork. I think Mudazrar is a fantastic artist. Characters are taking on the Children of the Vault and everything. But again, not a story. The story itself in this issue was not one that really jumped out at me. And that brings me to my cover of the week. I don't know if I've ever done this artist as my cover of the week. I feel like I have, but I don't know for sure. If not, here's R.B. Silva's cover to the Union number 3 with the new, I believe this is the, let's see, is this the Scottish or is this the North Irish? This is Kelpie. One of the new United Kingdom based heroes that they set up in the Union. I just really like the dynamic action of the burning debris in the background as she's like tunneling through the water. I just really thought that was a cool cover. So R.B. Silva cover for the Union. And my top 3 for the week. All right. In 3rd place, from Image Comics, Crossover issue 4. So this is my number 3 pick for the week. This series has just been a really cool amalgamation of real world crossing over with comic world, or the comic world crossing over with the real world, which is a plot device I really enjoy in stories when it is done well, or just in general, it's something that will pique my interest. and because some of the stories I've been writing deal with it similar, not the same way it's done, but things crossing over from different realities and pop culture nuance stuff. Anyway, this is just a lot of fun getting to see the special surprise star from the end of the issue last month, continuing on with this story, and some of the fun self-referential stuff from Donny Cates and crew. This has just been a fun series where comic books and sci-fi stuff has crossed over into the real world of this reality. Number 2 for the week, Amazing Spider-Man number 60. I gotta say, I know Spider-Man is one of the great heroes of all time, but the thing that interests me the most about his character and personality and his story is the Peter and MJ relationship. It's why I got back into this title when Nick Spencer took over. And this issue, after months of MJ being out in Hollywood working on the movie she's been working on, and the whole Kindred saga and everything that's been going on there, with Last Remains and everything, the Sin Eater storyline. This was a really powerful, deep. It's not a very action-packed, exciting, like typical superhero issue. It's really about MJ helping Peter deal with the trauma of the recent events, and I think this was a really good kind of pause, reflect, character building issue, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, it's a comic, so it's got some twists and turns, but it's really good, and I think it really speaks to the power and strength and beauty of the relationship that couple has. So, yes. And my number 1 pick for the week is Captain Marvel number 26. This is the finale of the Brave New World storyline, where Carol has been in the future, that they set up in the Captain Marvel The End last year, or the year before, I don't even remember anymore, where the son of Namor and Enchantress, Ove, I don't know how to say his name, has become kind of this horrible tyrant and is a force to be reckoned with. So it's a nice conclusion to this storyline. Lots of cool action and excitement, and you get a lot of the feels and stuff in this, so I really enjoyed this. This cover is also a very strong contender for cover of the week, but I went with R.B. Silva as well to let this regain its number 1 comic for the week. So there it is. Week 7 of Comic Haul Rundown 2021 is in the can, and I'll be back on Friday morning with my WandaVision reaction to episode 8, I guess it is. Gearing up. We've got a lot of ground to cover in that show in the next 2 episodes, so I'm really excited to see where that goes. And yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is whenever you watch this. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. I'm just doing this for fun, so I hope all of you who check this out are enjoying the stuff you're seeing. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in below. And I don't know if I've specified before, but please don't try not to leave specific spoilers in the comments on the YouTube page. Just because usually these videos come out pretty fairly soon to the comics coming out or the movies and shows airing. So I'd appreciate for anyone else who's watching that they wouldn't see spoilers in the comments. But yeah, that's it. Feel free to let me know what you think, and I'm gonna stop rambling. You guys have a great whatever it is. See you next time.